Good morning. It's me, Pearl, from Pearl and the Prayers. And this is Tuned In Tarot. And we're about to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our external interactions with others, in our environment. And if we want to see changes, we have to shift and flow with the energy within ourselves to create that change. So, bear with me today. I woke up with what is clearly a cold, which means I now have to get tested for COVID before I fly back to the East Coast, not to celebrate Christmas, which would have been really lovely, but to bury my grandmother, which is not what I would really like to do for my holidays this season. So, I am really kind of struggling, but I wanted to do this reading, this one last reading, and then I'm going to take a break for a week to allow myself to be human, which I don't do very much. Good morning, Lena. So I just didn't want to leave off with no readings at all. And I kind of wanted to see what the state the energy was in before we check out. And then we'll see next week where we are when I do return. Okay. So let's start. We're going to start with divine feminine today. Top and bottom of the deck. I'm using we're of course doing the Tell Me Everything spread today. So I am using Heart and Head at the same time. We're doing Mystic Mondays in Headspace and the Muse Tarot in the Heart Space. I wanted a lot of color today, and I felt like a wildness recently in the energy that I feel was conveyed in both in the heart space of both sides today. So the way divine feminine feels about the connection right now, I haven't wanted to be honest with myself about these past lovers. This is the lovers in reverse. The third party energy that you have engaged with. I haven't wanted to feel the heartache of that. I haven't wanted to feel the pain of it. I've been resisting it. Um, I no longer want to be in separation. I don't want to be with someone who holds me in separation. It's been really difficult for me to be honest with myself that the people I have focused on in the past, good morning, Saffron, clearly hold me in separation rather than be with me. And I haven't wanted to embrace this or think about our connection this way because I kept hoping that I would heal these wounds from the past and that I would see this transformation. Something I'm hiding from you is that I have a different take on the type of masculine energy that makes me happy. This Ten of Cups doesn't show any specific, elements to my bliss fulfillment. This Muse of Pentacles is actually coming from a deck that doesn't even have a masculine in this placement. Rather, we see this really abundant and prosperous reflection of the feminine as she makes her way towards her future prosperity and abundance. And so, what I'm hiding from you is that, I'm really putting behind me a time when I sought happiness in you. Um, I don't seek happiness in you anymore. And that's the goal, really. I'm supposed to seek happiness within myself, and I do. But that means that because I don't have any specific association any longer with what makes me happy, that a person who continues to hold me in separation You are not that person for sure. You are not a part of my happiness anymore. I am realizing the only thing that will make me happy is if someone steps up who is as ready as me. There's no reason why people would come to me and not be ready unless there was a part of me that's not ready. And I am ready. Something I seek forgiveness for. I'm sorry that I saw the truth about you. I'm sorry that I've experienced this complete enlightenment that shows me that my joy and my happiness does not come from anything but my alignment within myself. And I'm sorry for that, because that means that I can't be with you because you don't bring me any joy at all. And I'm sorry for seeing the truth of that, because I know that probably makes you feel like shit. But it's true. You don't bring me joy. You don't bring me happiness. And I have to be honest with myself that that's not your job. But it is your job to be able to fulfill your own happiness. And if you want to share my life, then show up and share our happiness together. And I'm sorry that I've had to see clearly that there's only one person here. You're not here. It's just me. It's like, I'm sorry that I saw the truth about you. This is what I want to say about the current moment. Completely defeated. This is the 5 of Swords and Judgment in reverse and the 7 of Cups in reverse. I am utterly defeated by the third party energy that you invited into this situation. The judgment I feel for you not choosing me when you were implying that you would, when you were dangling this potential, when you were, I can't fight with that, man. I can't fight against my the way that I'm judging you for doing that. I'm defeated by that. My thoughts will not let it go. That truth that I'm sorry for, it's right here. That broke the silence. This truth that came out about your true intentions and about how I didn't make choices to be with anyone else and how that really wounded me and hurt me, because I could have been happy this whole time, fulfilling my needs and being with people who were able to do that. And instead, I let myself choose you, even when I knew that it was a defeated thing to do. It was a defeating thing to do. Oh. What I want from you, this is death. And the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this is angry, jealous energy. And I want you to end that type of behavior that would cause you to take revenge on me, because I'm pretty sure that that is what this is about. I have this very strong feeling that your distorted feminine inside of yourself is acting in revenge against me for the way that you feel I make you feel. Like you're blaming me for making you feel bad that you interact with this negative karmic energy. That you have, that you're like, it's your fault that I can't feel happy without you. And I want you to end that, because that's bullshit. And it's almost like you're trying to punish me for being the thing that you for you being attracted to me, or for you wanting to be with me and not feeling good enough, like you keep hurting me instead, which is baffling to me. And I want that to end. And I want you to transform and get some balls, man. Like, get in yourself. Like, be able to hold a vision of fucking depressing. Something I long for is a stable, healthy foundation in our relationship. And something that I've been longing to tell you is that I am moving on, because I don't see you making any steps towards achieving a stable, healthy foundation with me. So even though I don't know what the next shore looks like, I'm going to go, because I've been trying to take care of your ass for long enough. Like, I've been using all my energy and all my focus to try to help you learn these lessons. And all that I'm doing is destabilizing myself, because I long for this and you give me this. What I need right now is temperance. I need balance, emotional regulation. I need to allow this healing, and I need to feel that you are balancing and healing. And I will give you a stable foundation from which to build on if you can give me this indication that you are in your temperance, that you are balancing out whatever distorted behavior right now is making you inflict punishment on the both of us for some reason that I cannot possibly comprehend. I just love to hear your logic. I would love to hear your logic. But I won't let go of our love if I have the sense that there is balance between us, that you've regulated whatever emotions are keeping you from being able to just come forward, that you're not giving me mixed emotions or mixed signals anymore, but something that's really tempered and balanced, peaceful and harmonious. Something that I hope for us, this is the 5 of Cups and Judgment upright. I hope that we can forgive one another. I hope that we can be optimistic, that we can hold on to this love between us and release the third parties from the past, or the focus on the wounds that have been created from the past. I hope we can do this. You know, I realized I forgot to do the card that is what we actually need from this reading, and I will do it afterwards, even though it's late. Let's finish out for the feminine, though. The feminine, this is what I promised to do about the connection. This is the 6 of Pentacles upright. I promise to be generous with you. If I see return on my investment, if there's reciprocity here, I'm promised to be absolutely generous with you. I will not withhold from you anything. Forgiveness, love, affection. But without the reciprocity, there's really not much for us to discuss. If this is here, I promise I will be generous and reciprocate. Something that I am thankful for is that you have this intention to give me some kind of a stable, solid offer, that you are bringing this to me, I guess. My higher self believes it. I love that for my higher self, but I'm thankful. And I'm thankful also for what I bring to the table, that I feel this equal give and take. And that's really resonating for me. That as long as there's an equal give and take, I'm there for it, right? I'm thankful for the ability to feel this way with you, because in the past, I always felt like I was a beggar and I was just getting, scraps from your table. But I'm really feeling now like that, to see this reciprocity, I'm actually getting what I'm putting in. Something I want to do to you is the world. I want to show you the world. I want to be everything that you could possibly need or imagine. I might want to do some role playing there for you. And something I want you to do to me, this is the Page of Coins. I want you to go easy. Start small with me. Because I need to ease in. There might be trauma here that needs to be moved through, or just wanting to savor, wanting to take these small steps to build a lifetime's worth of sacred sexual energy. And therefore feminine. All right, before we do the masculine side, let's just grab the message I forgot to give right in the beginning, which is the top of the deck for the Thoth Tarot. That's funny. So we come here with oh, I think I need this, and this is what you actually need, which is really funny. It's the Queen of Wands upright and Divine Feminine being a little bitchy over here, saying yeah, I need you to fucking man up and get the strength and confidence that I have. And yeah, I did say man up, because you need to get the woman part of you in there in order to be a man, or you're not going to be fully balanced. You're just going to be pathetic. And I'm talking about energy, not gender, but the confidence, the boldness that comes from that Queen of Wands energy. This is what we need. We need to really believe in our power to manifest. It can be very difficult to believe in your power to manifest, because we tend to manifest things that are not so great very easily, because of our negativity bias we have in our brain to flesh out the detail that we might need to prepare for in order to survive. So we have this tendency to focus on all of the things we do not want, which creates manifestations that don't serve us. So it can be difficult to build up the confidence that the Queen of Wands has, that when she proclaims a vision, it becomes a reality. And you really have to be mindful of what type of vision you're proclaiming. This masculine energy keeps envisioning death and abandonment because of abandonment wounds. So this masculine keeps enacting this cycle out again and again. I'm always alone. Somebody always leaves me. The feminine cycle is, it's 8:55 on the clock and 18:44 on the timer. The feminine cycle is nobody chooses me, right? Rejection. Nobody chooses me. The masculine cycle is everyone leaves me. Well, when you're not choosing one person, everyone does leave you. Because nobody wants to be the fucking 10th fiddle in your orchestra, man. So getting control of our baser passions and our ego also. Jealousy, part of the feminine's issue right now is the wounds that are come from jealousy, third-party relationships that Divine Masculine is engaged in instead of choosing her. And she's like, fuck you, right? So she's in her rage and her anger for that. All those things. So that's what we really need to work on as a collective. Okay, let's now go over to the masculine side of self. Top of the deck, we're using Smith Waite, the Nine of Cups in reverse, and the Wild Unknown Justice upright in the heart space. So masculine is saying, I have been so selfish. I have hoarded my feelings, hoarded my abundance, and squandered it at the same time. I am getting my karma for this behavior. And I want to express this to you. I want to express my feelings that I have about how this feels right to me right now, that I wouldn't get what I desired because I didn't give anyone in my life anything. And so why would I get anything? All I did was take. Something I'm hiding from you is that I am really, really isolating myself right now. I am not giving this cup to anyone. I am alone, and I am, ascending painfully to a place where I can finally be in my divine feminine energy and receive love. Something I seek forgiveness for. The Hanged Man in reverse and the Daughter of Pentacles. I'm sorry for breadcrumbing you. I'm sorry for keeping you in suspension and for not seeing how painful that was and how unworthy. When I look at myself, when I see myself, I can't even bear it. I'm so sorry for this. Something I want to say about the present moment is it's time to have this Four of Wands that you long for. It's time to be in sacred union, to celebrate and embrace the changes that have happened. I know that it's time. I feel that destiny and that pull. I feel we are connected, that we are soulmates, and that there's a cycle that's completing between us right now in this moment. What I want from you is to release your harsh judgment. To release your harsh judgment and forgive me for not telling you the truth. I felt too weak and too afraid to do it. And I know the way that you found out about the truth, or when you do find out about the truth, and how shocking it is. I just want you to forgive me. Something I long for is this Queen of Cups in reverse. I long to be able to navigate my emotions the way that you do. I long for your compassion and your empathy, but I don't want you to be over mothering with me or over empathetic. I think sometimes you're too compassionate with me, and I don't deserve it. And I also long to take this lid off of my own emotions and be able to express them to you. And I've been longing to tell you that I am ready for this public victory with you, that I have transformed and I have cleaned up those karmic messes, and I have released any overbearing or distorted maternal energy I carried with me internally that expressed externally as well. I have triumphed over this. One thing I need right now is to achieve mastery over myself, to become a monogamous king that has mastery over sexual desire and gratification, that takes action, that is bold and confident, just as this Queen of Wands counterpart. And one thing that I will give you as I heal this energy within me is trust, because as I learn to trust myself, I will be able to trust you. And I realize that all of the pressure that I put on you to wait for me and stay faithful to me is really about me not believing that I can be committed and faithful to you. And so I need to work on these things, and I will give you my trust. Oh my God. Something I hope for us is temperance. And then the Lovers in reverse. Temperance here. And the Lovers in reverse here. I hope that we come into harmony, and that I never destabilize our relationship with any outside sexual energy, any karmic partners, any past relationships, that I will not allow that to destabilize us, and that I will not allow my jealousy or anger or wrath to cause me to react in this way again, because I do feel there is a certain amount of revenge here on the masculine part, which is that when the feminine pulled away, because the masculine was not showing up, the masculine just sort of was like, well, fine, I'll just be completely shitty then, right? Like, that's the feeling I'm getting here. Something I promised to do about this is the Page of Wands in reverse. I promise to stop being immature about how I communicate with you. And this is burgeoning sexual energy. I promise to withhold this type of energy towards any new partners of any kind. Something that I'm thankful for is that you have given me this time and space to heal. And that you have this faith and trust, and that even when you see this truth, that I can see you holding on to this truth, and still you have faith in this, in our ability to heal. Something that I want to do to you is the Six of Wands, which of course came up somewhere. Oh, well, I was longing to tell you. I want to have like some public sexy times. But I want to be able to just really experience the spoils of this war, like to feel the triumph of being able to finally be physical together. And maybe this is also about public displays of affection and some other things. And what I want you to do to me is, this is the Queen of Swords. I've asked for this before. I just want you to not feel afraid or put up any barriers or boundaries towards me in our sacred sexual union. I don't want you to feel afraid that I would use you or harm you in any way. And I want you to I just really want you to allow me to just like let me love you is the feeling that I'm getting there. Like a passionate sort of feeling. All right, let's take a look at the oracles now. We're going to go over to Divine Feminine, and she'll give her final message to the masculine through the Animal Spirit Oracle. And her message is Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. 53. Divine Masculine. I hover gracefully, observing with the perspective of one who is not engulfed by the drama, remaining at a distance from all your turbulence. I appear at this time to remind you of this need to be neutral and gain perspective. My message is not my circus, not my monkeys. I want you to know that even if you are tempted to jump into the fray and fix things, the best way to serve yourself and others right now is to remain calm and simply watch and see. I'm asking you to step back from it, be willing to explore things from different angles rather than a single one, and just observe what is possible. From the perspective of the position of the neutral observer, you'll discover a myriad of opportunities and a deeper understanding of what you seek and why. And you will know beauty, truth, love, and wisdom. Divine Feminine, your healing message coming from the Living with a Feather Heart or the Amenti Oracle is, I praise the goddess and the god. Now, this is being balanced within self. We've got Temperance here, which is a card of balance. This looks like the yin yang to me, or balancing in that respect. And I will give you a little bit more from the book. Unity with nature, the all, being the highest level of understanding one could achieve. True balance is found through the reconciliation that there is a lesson within every reflection of the life experience. Light and dark, life and death, masculine and feminine, the left and right hemispheres of the brain, fear and love, every perceived pair of opposites makes up two halves of the same whole. And reconciling the space between the perception of duality allows for a balanced scale and faith in the wisdom of the all. This is what it means to honor the ideal of the goddess and the god, not as deities to worship, but rather powers to come into relationship with. It is to honor the holographic energies of nature's forces and appreciate what it means to embody both the masculine and feminine, not as a gendered modus operandi, but as a shimmering of the various qualities of nature. To carry the glow of the god represents an application of the left hemisphere of mind and the energies of science, logic, linear time, binary perception, physical strength, waking reality, and non-attachment. To live in the iridescence of the goddess represents the utility of the right hemisphere of mind and the energies of art, intuition, cyclical time, magic, ritual, dream language, the astral realm, and emotion. Finding balance in the synthesis is to live this ideal in the immersive light of truth, to find what is within through what is without, and to uncover idealization without idolization. such a powerful message for me. Divine Feminine, this is your daily practice that you need to do this week. Visualize a place of safety and comfort that is special to you. Become aware of your body, noting any places of discomfort or trouble, and direct your breath into these places as you sit quietly for 5 minutes. So do this with your body, and then as you're doing that, as you're relaxing those places of tension, you'll find that there are thoughts that you're having that are sort of causing you to tense, and you can start to gently breathe into those thoughts and release them, just like the places of physical discomfort in your body. Your theme for this week is the star, shining like the star, healing. I'm healing from grief this week, or I will be starting this process. My mom just called me, I'm pretty sure, to tell me the bad news. So this is definitely a theme for me this week. The feminine is going to be healing. There is wish fulfillment that comes with the star, and seeing yourself not remaining hidden, but coming out and stepping out into the light. All right, Divine Masculine, let's finish your side. Divine Masculine is getting cat spirit. Claim your independence. Divine Feminine, I'm calling you to claim your independence and allow for some space between us. The only way you can grow in our relationship is to have a healthy sense of self-respect and self-worth. When you walk with dignity, knowing who you are, self-aware and willing to grow, trusting the value you bring, the world will mirror all this back to you in kind. When you say no to codependency and enmeshment, live and let live, and practice taking risks as you wander into new territory for you, I will rejoice. I am here to urge you to let your independent spirit roam free. Interesting. Divine Masculine's card today is I communicate with compassion. And this is the embodiment of the 4 queens. It's number 23. And I'm just going to read you what each of the queens are. Compassion, like the suit of cups, which may be filled and drank from, is a feeling of relationship to the matter at hand. Compassion can be in a thought, like the suit of swords, which communicates its power through action and discernment. Compassion, like the suit of pentacles, can be a sensation in the way of a hug or an expression of affection, where matter is met with mindfulness. Compassion, like the suit of wands, is something that can be intuited and expressed through the silent holding of space when it is needed. So Divine Masculine is really needing to have more compassion, most likely for himself, because I'm sure that he does not feel good about himself at the moment, or his choices, or how he has not kept his commitments, or how he has failed to show up. Whatever it is, he needs compassion towards himself. He also needs to see the feminine as being infinitely compassionate, which she is. But remember, apologies have 4 parts. I am sorry. It was my fault. What can I do to make it up to you? And please forgive me. If there's nothing done to make up to the person, and sometimes the other person doesn't require anything, but simply requesting something. If nothing is done, and if you continue to act again and again in the same manner, you are never truly apologizing. You're simply pacifying. Your daily practice, Divine Masculine, is experience being connected. Allow yourself to become comfortable and quiet. Ask for guidance and assistance in reaching your highest potential. Sense a divine light flowing into you, entering the top of your head and continuing down through your body. Feel yourself grounded and connected to the earth. Sense the light flowing up from the earth as well. What color is the light? It's interesting. The song that played was instrumental during today's reading. It was called Earth. It was from a Sufjan Stevens record where he did like all the planets. And then there was a Beach Boys song, Take a Load Off Your Feet, which is an interesting song about you have to take care of yourself because you only have like one body. But anyway, the earth part about this, being connected. So that's Divine Masculine's daily practice and Divine Masculine's theme. It is the Four of Wands, which we got a lot in this reading today. We got from both heart space, no, head and heart for the feminine and masculine. So this is the theme for the masculine, is sacred union inside of self, which allows for healthy relationships and foundations externally. This is completing a cycle, coming into completion. It is moving from that Three of Wands into the Four of Wands, and it's about celebrating. All right, I'm at that point now where I'm going to read the final cards for both of the twins in union, and I will ask you, please, if you can. It's going to be very expensive for me to fly home, and I'm not going to be able to work this whole week, so I will probably not be receiving income. So if you can book readings for next week, the week after, or for Christmas gifts over the next week, or click support on my website, it would be really appreciated. I'm in a state of financial instability currently, and this will not help to stabilize me to have to do this trip home. So anybody that can help right now would really appreciate it. Originally, I was hoping to get to go home for Christmas, but I will get to go home and see people that I haven't seen in 4 years. So even though it will not be for Christmas, it will be a blessing. So thank you. If you can help me, I do appreciate that so much. My schedule has not been blocked for this week yet. I will probably do it after. So if you go to book a reading, please pick a date next week. I am going to try to block it as soon as I finish this. But if I forget and I miss you, I will have to reschedule because I will not be able to do readings this week. I need to take a break. Okay. Let's close out. You can also find my music there as well. I just released a song in July called It's Me, Babe, and go check it out. You can find it there too. The final message for the union is Brown Bear Spirit. Take time out. Yeah, I guess I'm doing that. There is a time to act and a time to focus your attention on patient strategizing. The arrival of Brown Bear Spirit signals that you are best served by foregoing hard work toward your goals at this moment. Sorry. And instead, take the time out to meditate or just take a nap so you can refresh yourself and begin planning what you want to co-create next. Come to know the lay of the land as you contemplate and imagine what you might do in this vast space of possibility before you, and begin forming a plan. Remember, sleep allows for dreaming and rest allows for clear-headed strategizing. How might you become the person you wish to be and experience whatever your heart desires? Insights will arise as you explore the possibilities and begin envisioning your plan. Knowing what you want will ensure you use your energy wisely in the days ahead. Be patient at this time. Relax and be calm and peaceful so you can recharge. The call for action will come later. And you're getting the card, I keep the waters pure. And this is really just about temperance, honestly. It's definitely just temperance energy for me, which came up so much in this reading today. This balancing of the emotions, emotional regulation, healing, the protective quality. This is, putting, like, drinking pure water and eating foods that support you and moving your bodies in ways that make you feel good, and resisting ingesting things will cause disharmony in the body. This will be healing to you this week. And your daily practice is turn your awareness inward. Pay attention to where your thoughts take you. Do your thoughts create a story about an event that is more than the facts? Ooh, I do that all the time. You can create either peacefulness or stress depending on how you perceive an event. Turn your awareness inward and explore your thoughts and emotions. Do they nourish you? If not, how can you change them? Celebrate one step at a time. Interestingly, this is coming out with your theme, which is the Knight of Wands. And this came out with the storytelling, okay? Ironically, as a reader, I would tell the story of the masculine and Knight of Wands energy for the collective. And I would say, for some, this person is engaging in sexual energy. For others, this isn't happening. And of course, didn't tell myself the truth about my person, which is what caused me to be so shocked at when I discovered that my person is actually, or the person I focused on, is actually nowhere near a healthy version of the Knight of Wands energy, was completely in shadow. And the story that I had told about my person, which was different, honestly, than the collective story, because I tried to tell that story from my ego, that is what caused me to be devastated this week. Because if I had listened to the messages in the reading, I would have known that my person was nowhere near ready for any kind of a union. But my ego wanted, that's why I do this position where it's like your ego wants something, but what do you really need? My ego wants this to be the King of Wands who takes action and finally, does the shit he says he's going to do. And the universe is like, no, it's for you to know that you have this power over your own life to create the experience you want to have, regardless of masculine energy, and that you have confidence and boldness and magnetism and charisma. And the masculine needs this energy as well because he's been stealing it from you. So the theme is to deal with these shadowy aspects of the Knight of Wands, the inconsistency that you approach your own passions with in your life, the love bombing that you do to the thing that you really dream about doing, but you don't actually do it, like that. The taking risks and throwing caution to the wind instead of being overly perfectionistic, which is a real problem. There's a difference between being like strategic and planning something, and between just overthinking something and just being afraid to actually do it. There's also a difference between throwing caution to the wind and going for something versus being really impulsive and not thinking about the results and then ending up with something that really wasn't pleasing either. So there's a balance, again, temperance, that has to be achieved in this energy. So the masculine, I don't know what the masculine is needing to do, tamp down this, unbridled sexual energy. The thing that frustrates me so badly about that is that I would have unbridled sexual energy too if my partners weren't potentially going to rape me or violate me or hurt me. It's so different to be a feminine and to have the same kind of sexual energy that the masculines have, but to have partners that are so bad at sex or so problematic or potentially violent that you just never get to engage in sexual energy. because you never want to be in situations where you feel like a piece of meat. Meanwhile, the masculine just sticks his dick in every piece of meat. It's a really frustrating experience. It brings up a lot of this anger and frustration and jealousy. And it's so interesting because it's like the masculine wants the feminine to stay pure and yet takes another feminine that he doesn't care about, doesn't love, doesn't have any intent to have a healthy, sacred connection with, and fucks that person and treats that person like they are insignificant, irrelevant, literally could just be a doll, a hole in a wall. And then is worried about the feminine's purity when he's besmirching someone else's feminine to get needs met. There's a lot here to clean up for the masculine. For the feminine, it's allowing energy like this to have power over you that needs to be healed. Why did this energy get to call the shots? That energy never showed up to begin with. Why did this energy prevent you, made you judge yourself harshly for having any kind of healthy relationships? The feminine isn't interested in going off and having what the masculine is having. She wants a connection with a king. But the masculine is like, don't see anyone else. I'm that king and I'm coming and wait for me. Meanwhile, I'm not a king at all. I'm a disgusting teenage boy with no control. I'm just imagining that someday I'll be able to live up to this expectation. Meanwhile, don't be happy on your own, feminine, with anyone else. It's so distorted, and that's why it has to be cleaned up. We have to clean this up in the collective. So you have to go inside and figure out how that's true for you and clean up that mess inside of yourself, whether it's that you view yourself in the feminine energy the way the masculine does, as a piece of meat, as insignificant, as somebody that's not chosen or rejected. But there is a lot of work to do there. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It's been a really, really difficult week for me personally. I don't know what the rest of the collective has been experiencing this week, but this is almost feeling like a Saturn return in like a 7-day time period. So I'm hoping that the worst of it is over and I can just now go into the weird, strange, numb feeling you have after a super significant person to you passes away. Please keep me in your thoughts and prayers and my family over the next week that we can all get home safely. Please pray that I do not have COVID today because I have just some kind of stuffy nose and I really want to be able to go home. I experienced losing my paternal grandmother and being away at college and not being able to attend the funeral, and it was really difficult for me. I am a person that needs that closure. I need that ritual. So please pray that I can get home, and if you can support me, please help this week especially. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care, and I will see you next week on Tuned In Tarot. Bye.